Let's talk to him. Here he is.
From the Mercury News, just what was your reaction to the crowd's chants that were directed to you throughout the game?
No, they're just talking. It's not really my job to react to them. So they did what I expected.
Marcus, back right.
Marcus Thompson, the Athletic. Draymond, how do you feel you played?
Like shit.
What was the difference this game?
I just think I never found a rhythm. Really on both ends of the floor. So not enough force, but just got to find the rhythm quicker.
Anthony on the right.
The Athletic. They had 15 offensive rebounds. You guys have protected the glass really well, pretty much all playoffs. What do you think was the issue on the glass?
Yeah, I think that's just a force thing. Then once you get comfortable, you establish that presence, then the ball just kind of finds you. You start to get the bounces and the breaks. So just got to start the game off better.
Jake up front.
Jake Fisher, Bleacher Report. Draymond, I'm not saying it's why you struggled tonight by any means, but I found listening to your podcast recaps the last couple of games pretty interesting. Are you conscious at all of what you're saying about the X's and O's, the game plans, the adjustments could be making their way back to Boston staffers and influencing their decision making at all?
No. I don't say much different on the podcast than I say to you right here. So, nah. What's the X's and O's that I said on the podcast? You all right?
Yeah, actually, the only real thing I noticed that really stood out was you talked about how to cover White, Smart, and Horford differently between games 1 and 2. That was really only.
Oh yeah, that was just contesting shots. If that's X's and O's, then you reaching for something. It's all good though. Keep going. Reaching heavy. The only thing you find that they are taking X's and O's away from your podcast. Well, the only thing you said is White, Smart, and Horford.
I'm not trying to blow it up.
I mean, you went for it, but hey, respect. Appreciate the podcast promo you just gave me, though. The Draymond Green show. Next time, just mention it that way.
You got it.
All right, bet.
Monty in the middle here.
Draymond, what most disappointed you about the way you guys played tonight and yourself?
I was soft. That's what was most disappointing to me for us. Monty, how much X's and O's you get from the podcast? Clearly, this guy, hey, I don't know, man. Maybe that's the IQ level over this way. Shit. Respect. Okay. You got something else, Monty? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Not just you, but what was disappointing about the whole your team played, other than the third quarter?
I thought we let them get to too many of their strengths. We like to play by the term making them play left-handed, and I don't think we did that tonight. So, Jake Fisher, just an FYI, that's like a reference to something, making somebody play left hand. That's not really X's and O's, like literally make them drive left. But we like to make teams play left hand, and we didn't do that tonight, and that starts with me. And when you allow a team to get comfortable, especially in front of their home crowd, then it's tough. And we battled back. We took the lead for a minute, but if it's a game and you go on that run, it's a different story. So. We'll be better. I'll be better. Come out, win game 4. Go back home 2-2.
CJ on the left.
CJ Holmes, San Francisco Chronicle. Dre, you got to play better, right? But heading into game 4, what are some adjustments that that you have to make personally?
I think it's just my approach to the game. I approach the game differently. Everything else falls into play. There's no big X and O adjustment in the NBA Finals. You know what they do, they know what you do. Now who's going to go play with the more force and win the game? They did that tonight. We got to come out and do that on Friday.
Kendra here on the left.
Kendra Andrews, ESPN. I guess maybe it's not about X's and O's, but what went wrong when it came to the rebounding battle and then allowing their points in the paint?
Well, I think when you're putting constant pressure on the rim, then the rebound patterns are messed up. You're rotating, you're coming in, and so goes back to our point of attack defense. And that starts with me. If we control the point of attack, it puts you in a better position overall on the court. And so, and then like I said, you allow them to get a few, then you just start to get the bounces, and things start to go your way. So, I think it's not just rebound specific. It's our defense as a whole. And when your defense as a whole is good, then it makes it a lot easier to rebound.
Matt, second row.
Draymond, do you kind of embrace the opposing fans looking at you as the villain in a way that do you feed off of it in a way that it takes some pressure maybe, or some of that attention off some of your teammates? Is that something that fuels you and can be something that you use?
Yeah, definitely. I embrace it. I enjoy it. I didn't really feed off of it tonight. I don't think I fed off much tonight. But yeah, that's something that I enjoy. They waste a lot of energy talking to me, so it's great. It's great. Looking forward to Friday.
Last couple of questions. We'll go to Vince.
Vince Goodwill, Yahoo's Voice. Draymond, what worked in the third quarter that you guys couldn't sustain before it and after it? And what was that exchange that you had with Courtney Kirkland after you fouled out, where you guys were basically, I don't know if it was a staring contest?
Oh, no, I just asked him, he called a foul for me for diving on the floor. He said I dove on somebody. This man get his legs dove on. I just asked, is that not the same thing? He told me it wasn't the same thing. So, yeah, that was that.
In the third that you guys couldn't sustain?
I thought we really got moving offensively. We got them scattered. Defensively, we were swarming. We were all over the place. And, we took away what they were trying to do. Why we didn't sustain it, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and watch the film and kind of see where we let go of the rope at. But, I'm sure there's some things we'll, look back at it and take away from it and make sure we bring that to Friday's game.
Last question to Ohm.
Draymond, Ohm Youngmisuk, ESPN. What did you see on the pile-up with Steph, and are you worried about Steph being injured?
Yeah, you're always worried. But, I saw him getting dove on, and that was about that. So I picked up my foul, pushing him off of him because he's screaming at the bottom of the pile. It is what it is. I'll take the foul. I'm going to get him off his legs, though. So it's all good.
Thanks, Draymond.
Zeke, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for Draymond. But more importantly, he just said he was too soft.
Well, the NBA Finals, and when you're playing for a championship, it really is about your mental toughness and your mental focus in being able to totally 100% concentrate on your opponent, shutting him down, understanding their